reason I was shocked is there was so many spiritual vibes to this movie. And I'm like, what is it? It almost seemed like I was in a bizarro world or perhaps a dream. Well, you're not going to believe what happened to me last night. So I got on my couch. I was getting ready to prepare for our discussions in our podcast, and my wife comes out, and she's like, our son and his new wife, they saw a movie they said was good. So, you want to go? What am I going to say? We haven't gone to a movie in the theaters. I guess it's probably documented somewhere on the podcast. Been a while, Al. Been a while.
I'm the same way, Jase. We were talking because we're planning to go to one next week, our Hillsdale movie from our podcast about colonial America. And so I'm working this plan out, and I thought, when is the last time I went to a movie theater? And I can't even remember. I guess it was The Blind. I guess it was the movie about mom and dad. It was the last time I've been.
I think the last time I went is when The Chosen launched their season at the movie theaters.
Right.
But so I said, sure. And she said, well, you hesitated. I was like, well, I was going to study, but I think, it's a couple hours. Let's go. So we went. I said, what was the name of the movie? And she said, something Hail Mary. And so, look, in my mind, I was thinking, the last few movies I've gone to have all had some kind of spiritual theme, like you just described.
Right.
So I thought, somebody did a movie about Mary of the Bible. That's what I thought. Now, and what later I found this out, what Missy thought was it was a football movie. And when she first told me that, I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, well, the pass, the Hail Mary. Yeah. I thought we were going to watch a football team come up and, it's kind of a game bad news bears kind of story. And so, which that reminds me, I have a great movie idea and along those lines, but I'll share that later. But so when I get there, when you have no idea what a movie's going to be, and for everyone who's seen that movie, you know why I'm bringing this up. I was shocked to the point. I would say top 5 shocking things I've seen, and not because of anything that happened on the movie per se or the movie itself. I was shocked at my view in the first couple minutes when I realized what this movie was going to be about. I thought, I'm never going to make it to the end. Because I thought I would leave. I thought we will leave because it was
it's about space travel,
Space travel, and science, and really those two will work. And aliens. And I thought, yep, because I've seen so many Hollywood movies that were just absolutely terrible and so ungodly just with how we got here and all this. And there was a few subtle points along the way in that. And I get it, even in this movie. The reason I was shocked is there was so many spiritual vibes to this movie. And I'm like, what is it? It almost seemed like I was in a bizarro world or perhaps a dream. And just I'm not going to give you many spoiler alerts, but it's been out a while. So if you haven't seen it by now, okay, you should have gone and seen it. And
I'm surprised it was still in theaters. Yeah.
Well, guess what, Al? There were 6 people there in the theater, and I knew 2 of them. I didn't realize I knew them till I was walking out. But so just to give you the reason why I was shocked, Al, the name of the movie is Project Hail Mary. So the fact that I thought it was about Jesus' mom, earthly mom, tells you there. Look, the name of the guy on the spaceship was named Grace. That was his name. It was a guy, and his name was Grace.
Ryan Gosling was the actor.
Yeah,
who played it.
but what is that, a coincidence? And there were multiple either signs or, things in the movie that would have savior of the world. Most of them were kind of in jest, but not really. So it's like, okay, so the planet, obviously the basic premise is, something happens and the planet is in danger and is fixed to be gone, and all the people.
And we need a Hail Mary to save the planet.
So we got a Hail Mary, and a guy named Grace is going to try to save the planet. And part of the process of saving the planet was this is a one-way trip. We don't have enough fuel to come back. So you got to give your life to save the planet. And it's a guy named Grace. See where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
Meets an alien named Rock or Rocky. And wouldn't you know it, that this alien, he's willing to give his life to save not only his planet, but our planet. So you see where this is going. Oh, and his name is Rock, this.
Yeah.
What is happening here? Now, I said all that to say this. About 3/4 through the movie, old Rock, or Rocky, quote, our dad. There is a Phil Robertson quote in the movie. Now, they don't say my dad. In fact, I was so shocked and disturbed when I heard said quote. I'm wondering whether I should give the quote or just leave that as a cliffhanger to watch the movie and you find the quote. But what's hilarious is when I get back, because I thought, when we're driving back, I'm driving back at 10 o'clock. Missy's talking, but she's like, what are you so focused on? I'm like, I gotta go back and look up on the internet how this happened. There has to be a story, because that Hollywood movie I thought was going the same direction that they all go, which is, remember there was some movie I walked out halfway through it. I've talked about it before. I think Brad Pitt was in it or whatever. And it's all about maybe Tommy Lee Jones. I don't know who was in it, but they're going to go find God in space. And they basically, the whole movie, the half I watched, was they got up there and said, nope, it's not here. That was the movie. I mean, it was just absolutely deplorable and was a waste of however much money I spent. But then this just had a different vibe. So when I get back, the first thing I looked up was, what was there a quote? Was there a Phil Robertson? I asked AI because I was like, I cannot believe, how did that happen? Here's what's funny, what AI's response was. It said, no, it wasn't a quote of Phil Robertson, even though, now listen to this, what AI said, that it is universally accepted that Phil Robertson came up with this quote, even though that is a universal accepted fact that he invented the actual quote. This was a coincidence that the character Rocky said that quote. So I just thought that was interesting. They didn't want to give him credit, and since he didn't say, Phil Robertson said the thing, but he did. There is a Phil Robertson quote in there, and I didn't think that was an accident based on everything else I had seen. What is the reasoning for this spiritual component in there? Well, it turns out two of the, I may get it wrong, creators, directors, producers, one of them was an agnostic, one of them was a Catholic. And I wouldn't have appreciated this had I not worked in the producer realm of our Duck Family Treasure show. Because I realized then, I see why the problem is like what we have with our little duck show. And I'm like, why don't y'all just turn the cameras on, let us be who we are? Because I didn't realize they're all having meetings and they're like, oh, this is what we want to get the family to do. And people have lines that they want the family to say. And there's this big argument about the creative aspects of the project. But I do understand that now, because even though when we, in our show with the Duck Family Treasure, well, we were on the same page, me and the showrunner, who is, I consider her and her husband family. In fact, my wife today is going off antique shopping with the showrunner from that show. Oh, they're somewhere over in Texas, you know. So these people are real close to us. But when you're doing a show and you have all these episodes, there's conflict on how you want like something to go. Even though you're not getting into the weeds, like in our show, it was a reality show. We're out there, whatever happens, happens. But I realize those conflicts exist. So in this case, in this movie, according to AI and just my searches, so this could be totally wrong because the internet's not the Bible. But they're like this. One of the producers he's a Catholic. He believes in God. And one of them's an agnostic. Well, they were butting heads about these issues.
Yeah.
And it got so argumentative that they just decided to kind of have fun with it and just kind of play both sides as they went along. And now, actually, I think it was genius because you'll get more people to watch the movie. Because trust me, if there had not been this element to it, I would have left a third through the movie and said, "Don't go." I told all my friends, "Don't go see it." Yeah. And now here I am talking on this podcast saying, "Oh, go see this. This movie, top notch. I loved it." And because I loved that aspect. Even I'll give you a line in the movie that really drew me in. I mean, we're halfway through the movie, and kind of the woman on the ground on Earth who's running things, you know, we got to save the planet. Somehow it came up, "Do you believe in God?" And she said, "Well, it's better than the alternative." And I thought, that's a line I've used many times, you know,
that's good.
Which is true. So there was multiple moments, like some of them were real subtle, but in that case, it was just like, well, I know which side of the production that line came from. You see where I'm at?
Oh yeah.
So I think it'll be a movie because when I looked up how many people had reviewed it, which it was 8.3 on the what is this movie base? IMDb.
Yeah.
But when I looked down, what got my attention is there were 345,000 at the time of us doing this podcast who had created that 8.3. The fact that many people have seen the movie and then gone to this.
Yeah.
Because even me, when I tried to rate the movie, they're like, "Oh, no, you got to sign up to do that." Well, I'm like, X out. I'm not signing up for anything.
Right, because then you got to get all their emails and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so it was a wonderful experience. I recommend the movie. I think it's going to be one of those types of movies like E.T.
So